Hi people, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Okay, so this is the energy that we're starting off in, or even the quandary that you may be finding yourself within. I'm seeing you be in a spot where you know something's not working for you anymore. Your heart's not involved in it the way that it once was, and so you feel kind of like you are at the end of your rope with this situation. At the end of the rope. Anyway, what I'm seeing is that you're recognizing like, hey, this thing isn't for me anymore, and I do want to move on from it. But I have this fear of moving on. Something is stopping me. I'm seeing this be fear-based, okay? So it's like, I don't have enough of this, or what am I going to do about that? Or like, if I move on, then like, what if this happens? Like, it's all a fear motivation and all a lack of trust too. Because when we're trusting in ourselves, when we are trusting that we are doing the right thing for ourselves and really listening to our intuition and really listening to our hearts, it is important too to remind yourself that your guides in the universe are going to have your back, and they're going to make things work out. Things are going to work out exactly as they are meant to. And all you can do is control whether or not you stay in a situation that you recognize you're not about it anymore. So what are you going to do? Are you going to really show up for yourself and be honest with yourself and be like, this isn't for me anymore and I do want to move on from it? Or are you going to stay in a situation and kind of fake it? And I mean, no judgment too. Like, I'm just relaying information here for you and allowing you to see everything very clearly. Your guides aren't going to be like disappointed if you make this decision or that decision. They're just here to help you and benefit you in the ways that they can. In the ways that they will. But yeah, there's no scolding or anything that's going to happen here. If you want to stay in a situation where you're like, it doesn't really feel authentic to me to do that, then that's just your decision. There's no judgment about that. It's just what you're going to do. However, if you didn't realize before that you were doing something out of a space of fear, and now you're like, wow, I'm recognizing that I almost let fear like guide my choice here, and I don't want to be controlled by that. I don't want to be motivated by that. I want to have a different intention space. Then this is the place to be, where you are going to get what you came here for. Kind of like a laying out of all of the options for you. Here we go again. Five of Pentacles being a big theme here. You may feel like if you were to switch up your current situation that you don't want to be in any longer, or that you don't feel connected with any longer. It's like, what am I going to do about money? What am I going to do about this? Like, what if I'm feeling lonely then because I don't have somebody there? All of these things, the Five of Pentacles represents a lack of trust in ourselves. It represents a lack of trust in the divine, in our spirit guides, in spirit, in the universe. And it shows that like what's motivating us is a space of fear. So our intuition is telling us, hey, you don't want to be in this spot anymore. Let's get out of here. And then the ego is like, well, the shadow is like, well, if you do that, what if this bad thing happens? Or then what if you're out in the cold? And you may feel also too with this, like there's a lack of support for you. To have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, this may be a fear that's connected with things physically for you that would affect maybe your personal life. Fears doesn't have to just be one. I'm seeing you be on addressing this, okay? Because you're recognizing that if you're coming from a space of fear, you are very much playing the game of attachments. And I'm seeing you trying to come up out of that. This looks like a power move that you're pulling here, in the best of ways. I'm seeing you focusing on your healing. I'm also seeing you associating, there could have been something going on where you weren't feeling well. You were feeling poorly in some way, and you may have recognized that that was attributed to you not showing up for yourself in an area of your life where you were meant to be showing up and needing to listen to yourself. And it looks like you are addressing something as effectively and flawlessly as possible. This is what I'm seeing here with the transition from the Five of Pentacles to the Star. There could have also been like a dream or something of yours that you were holding yourself back from, or something that you wanted. Something you wanted to pursue but were not, out of a space of fear. As I said before, whatever this is that you want or that you envisioned for yourself, I'm seeing it come into center focus, and now you have a choice to make. So what are we going to do? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to go on your pursuit of happiness, to explore in that direction? Or do you want to stay? I'm seeing a tree here. A tree. Follow your intuition. You already know what your intuition is telling you. It's just a matter of figuring this out. So you have a choice to make. I'm seeing you try to figure out how to get this done. So you know you need to take action, to make a decision, to pursue something, to choose. And you're at this point now where you're just figuring out how to take grounded steps, how to do that, how to maneuver through this situation. You may feel a bit stressed out during this leg of the journey. It may feel like a lot to be managing. Your guides are saying ground your energy. What you're doing with your energy is going to feel very important. Let's put what you're physically doing on the back burner for a moment, and let's focus on energetically, emotionally, what's going on. When you're feeling stressed out, how are you managing that? What are you doing with it? Are we feeling stressed or having intrusive thoughts, and are we holding on to them and making them concrete and perpetuating them? Or are we just noticing them? Are we letting it come? Are we letting it go? Are we grounding our energy when we feel ungrounded? Are we managing and maintaining our mental, spiritual, and emotional health? This is going to be the backbone, the concrete foundation that everything you're doing is going to be built upon. So don't let that go unnoticed. Something you want to be mindful of, okay? Because I'm seeing you starting something like fresh out, something new that you are starting, and so you want to make sure that you are in this place as much as possible, where you feel grounded and centered. And when you're not, it's no big deal. We just do what we need to do to get ourselves back on track. For some of you, practicing affirmations are going to feel effective and encouraging. This is like an intentional, positive self-talk space, affirmations. Especially when you feel stressed out, and especially when you feel overburdened by fear. Because I'm seeing there be a very, very real, legitimate fears here, okay? The thing with fears is that when fears pop up, we can notice them just like we can other things. Thoughts, emotions, all of that. And we don't need to react to them. We can observe them, because this isn't about bypassing, right? Whenever we see the King of Cups, this is not about sweeping it under the rug and being like, I don't feel scared. You do feel scared. You do feel stressed out. You do have things going on where you're like, how am I going to manage this? Or like, what if this doesn't come through? All of these, what is that person going to think? All of these things that are fear-based. Get into a space where rather than clinging to it so much and identifying with these fears, you can just notice that they're popping up and you don't need to hold on to them. So this means to recognize them and be like, hey, I see you. I see that I'm experiencing, I'm feeling scared right now. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling exposed. I'm feeling vulnerable. Whatever it is that you're feeling, and still keep on the path, still grounding yourself and bringing yourself back to center. Because I'm seeing that if you're not managing your mental, emotional, spiritual health, this is going to crumble very, very quickly. This is very, very important for you. The cornerstone of everything. This runs deep. I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on psychologically that you're still sorting out. I'm seeing this very much be connected with the 12th house. This is your Pisces energy. There may be things that are stressing you out that sometimes you can't really put your finger on what it is that's stressing you out. You're just feeling tense. You want to figure out what's happening because I'm seeing it be subconscious, and this means that we need to bring awareness to it. It's a process. But it's kind of like the 12th house is kind of like the magician's hat that the magician keeps like reaching their hand in and pulling things out. And it's like they're pulling out so many things. They're like Mary Poppins' purse. All of these things are coming out of it. And it's like, how does all of that fit in there? That's what the 12th house is like. So when you start going in there, a bunch of stuff starts coming out, and a lot of it is subconscious energy. And I'm seeing like stresses and stuff that you're pulling out that before, when you were kind of on autopilot or even survival mode, you could have been like, we're gonna like lock this away and lock that away and let's not talk about that over there. And it's like, before you know it, you have your own 12th house Mary Poppins purse that you're starting to pull things out of because you're in a space where you're like, I want to be present now. And so now there's all this stuff to go through, and I'm seeing this be heavy shadow work that you are doing. Shadow work does not generally feel comfortable. Our egos are like, no, please don't do it to me. It's really going to feel like that. However, it is going to ultimately be the path to peace for you. And so it will be worth it to you. And it is natural to be experiencing stress and fear. Normalize your feelings. Yeah, don't tuck things away. Don't be tucking things away. You want to address things as soon as they're popping up. Okay, for some of you, one of your big stressors recently is taking on things that do not resonate with you. Before you are committing yourself to something, before you are saying yes, before you're forcing yourself to do something, you want to ask yourself, is this resonating with me? Does this resonate? Or am I taking on projected energy? Or am I projecting onto myself and telling myself, I should like to do that, or I should want to do that? You want to check in and ask yourself, because if you're doing things that don't resonate with you because you're not checking in and asking yourself before you do something, does this resonate with me? You want to start doing that. Because I'm seeing you be like, why do I have all these things that are going on and why do I feel so stressed out by them? And it's because there's a lack of motivation. You're going to get burnt out. You're taking on too much and you're not checking in with yourself. Point blank. That's why you feel like so much is stacked against you. Because you're giving yourself assignments that you don't actually want to be completing. And I know it can be very confusing sometimes for our brains to comprehend, but you actually can fill your life just with the stuff that you want to be doing or that you think is in alignment with the highest good for you to be doing. there's probably like a lot of nonsense that you're weeding through right now and being like, why did I take this on? Or why have I been carrying this behind me? Or like, this baggage is unnecessary for me to be dragging around. I'm starting to feel like Santa Claus right now. And I'm seeing you get to a spot where you're like, why have I been doing all of this stuff? It's been so unnecessary for me. And it's just been making it harder for me to have hope in these situations because everything feels like dreary even at times. I'm even seeing you try to get behind. It's like that part of you that tells you, yes, I want to do this. No, I don't. Yes, this resonates with me. No, it doesn't. It's like we have to go swimming to find this. It's like buried deep in the subconscious somewhere. And we need to bring this back. And this can come also to from when we have guardians, when we have parents, when we have people around us that are telling us, you like this, or you don't like that, or you should be doing this, or you should not be doing that, or you should be acting like that or not acting like that. We start like losing that sense of self because of all of these different outfits that we have on that people keep forcing us into. And now you're in a space where you're like shedding all of the layers. And so it's going to be a process. So that's why I'm seeing you like swimming through to try to get to this part of yourself that's like, how do I check in and ask myself, like, does this work for me or does this not? Is this resonating with me? Is this not? I'm seeing us continuously coming back here to this spot. And trying to figure out, like, how do we maneuver through this? How do we figure this out? And when something's not resonating with me and I don't want something, how do I then go about communicating that earnestly? Responsibly, in a masterful way. I'm hearing angled. So yeah, you may feel like you bit off a little bit more than you can chew, but I'm seeing this be very much connected with your frame of mind. I'm looking at Aquarius and Pisces next to each other and also Aries over here. So yeah, you feel stressed out, and on top of feeling stressed out, you're telling yourself, I'm totally limited and incapable of doing this. Now, this may be like more on the like severe end of how you're feeling, but there can be moments when you're feeling like this. I cannot handle this at all. It's too much for me. The more that you inspire and encourage and empower yourself, the easier this is going to be. The more you remind yourself who you are and what your power is and how capable you are, and you really tap into that, you're going to see that there are so many realms that you still have not even accessed that more and more power can come from, that you can be drawing from. But yeah, you may have been, like, all around, you may have even labeled yourself as, like, somebody that cannot handle stress or deal well with stress. But I'm seeing this be something that you are addressing and sorting through right now. And I'm seeing you do, like, heavy shadow work, psychological work that you're doing. Now, I'm seeing there be a choice that's coming up, a decision coming up where some sort of response is going to be needed from you. And I'm seeing you be like, I don't really want to do that. I'm not really into this. Something about figuring out, maneuvering how to like send a message or how to communicate or how to talk with somebody or to like respond back to them. Something about a conversation, and I'm seeing like a message or something going back and forth. But yeah, something may have been too much and you were like, I don't want to even go there. But yeah, a choice needs to be made, even though you are at a spot where You may have wanted to avoid this altogether. It's like, I don't even want to figure out how to do that or how to say that to that person. I want to get more on this because I feel like we don't have the whole story here. If you're not sure on how to do something, you want to like take the time and give yourself the time that you need to figure it out, and don't put yourself on an ineffective timeline. Yeah, I'm seeing something about someone like not being into having a conversation, or like not wanting to reach out to another person, something like that. I'm looking at Leo. One is going to need to tap into their determination, bravery, and strength in order to be honest with themselves within this situation. Okay? As I said before, if you are framing a situation in a way where you're like, I can't address this, I can't handle this, you're not only going to be feeling stressed out, you are also going to create a reality where you can't handle this. However, with the strength card popping up, what I'm seeing is your guides are telling you, if you're telling yourself that you are strong enough, that you are capable of doing this, that you are willing to do this situation, to move through it, even though it feels stressful, you are absolutely going to come out on top. Okay? So it's all about how you are framing this. You frame it and say that you can't do it, you're not going to do it. You frame it in a way where you're telling yourself, I can get through this, I can do this, I'm strong enough. Then we are reframing it in a way where you actually will be doing that. But it's all your choice. All of it. This is what I'm seeing this situation be chalked up to. It's just a matter of figuring out how you want to frame this. And I'm seeing that as soon as you motivate yourself here, I'm seeing something become very, very easy for you. It's like, I didn't realize I was that strong and that capable, but you are. This is what I'm seeing. And so it's even a moment where like you're showing up and surprising yourself at how well you're moving through a situation. It's just, again, this all comes back to a matter of strength, a matter of willpower, and you really believing in that. You really believing in yourself. As I said before, if you don't believe in yourself and you're like, I can't get this done, it's too much, then you're not going to. But if you decide that you have the tenacity and the willpower to do this, I'm seeing this is all that it takes to be successful. That's it. You believing in it. And trying. And now whatever was back behind there that we were trying to bring out, I'm seeing this become clear to you. So all that stuff that was hidden and murky and subconscious, I'm seeing you found whatever it was that you needed to find, and here it is. It's like you brought it back out from underneath the water, and now you have it. Whatever this answer was or clarity that you needed, here it is. No questions asked. And this thing that you may have been avoiding because you were like, I'm not really into making decisions or addressing this. I'm seeing that once you do it, it moves very, very quickly. It's just a matter of doing what needs to be done here, getting it done, and then continuing to move forward. Because it even seems like you may have been like creating a very big deal around something that if you like stop procrastinating and actually do whatever this is, it's going to be finished it's going to be done very quickly. Yes. Okay. Yes. Because I'm seeing the Two of Swords with the Four of Cups be like something has been being put off But maybe also you were trying to figure out something that was not making sense before. But now I'm seeing like you have whatever answer it was that you needed. And so now you can go forward and make a decision. And again, like this process is going to move very, very quickly, okay? And then I'm seeing you move to a spot where you're trying to figure out either how to send a message or how to respond to a message. I'm seeing you and somebody else that you're connected with here. This looks like somebody that you're close with. Or there's, yeah, some sort of... Interesting. You're going in the direction of connecting very closely with someone. I'm seeing you also be in a spot too where you're like working on making empowering moves for yourself. Seeing that be something important for you. Yes, there's something here about you getting together with someone. I'm seeing this actually happening. I wonder why there was so much doubt. It looks very much like the happy ending. I'm seeing the strength. I'm seeing the Ace of Swords here. Seeing you like understand the truth and what needs to be done here within this situation. And then I'm seeing like the Eight of Wands, which is you like moving directly into this status, and it's the Lovers. It's you connecting with somebody else. And the Six of Wands is like success. We finally made it through. You've accomplished whatever this was that you were setting out to accomplish, and it looks like it involves you and another person. So success within this interpersonal relationship. Yeah, I'm picking up something here about like not being sure if somebody would say yes or not. Like you may have been worried about like rejection or something. But I'm seeing like you didn't know. But you may have just been assuming like, oh, that person's going to say no or they're not going to be into it, whatever this is. Okay. So once you get ready to do this, getting prepared, I'm seeing you move to a space where you are figuring out what you want to say to this person, sending a message to this person, connecting with this person. Remember, energies can be reversed too. This can be like someone else that's going to send a message to you. And yeah, I'm seeing that, like, there's something about the two of you guys joining together, and then I'm seeing there be, like, a very grounded, like, emotionally masterful energy, and you feeling, like, very, very successful with how you got through something, how you handled it, and the after effects. You want to be really utilizing your creative problem solving. And remember your values. Yeah, I'm seeing you even getting more serious with something that you're doing. Okay, let's go over the signs again. We are looking at Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and Gemini. Okay, my friends, and Leo, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.